Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Mills,
It's P.
Day.
Sita.
and welcome back to Three Virgos and a Sag. Yeah, we are back with episode number 2. Ladies,
two,
how y'all
baby.
doing?
Good.
Great. Excited.
Guess what?
What?
It's Virgo season. I mean, not Virgo
Wow.
season.
It's because she wants to be one of us.
Stop, cut it out. Can't wait to chop that out. We definitely chopping that out. Let's try it again. I'm trying again. Guess what, y'all?
What?
It's Sag season. The best season ever.
It is. I didn't even realize
I didn't
how
realize
much it's
that,
like.
yeah.
I don't ever do that to Virgos, but you see the disrespect? Anyway.
I only recognize Sag season on December 4th, but
Jay. Damn, I recognize it on your birthday, babies.
well,
Thanks.
Jay come before you, so
Appreciate it. Anyway, quick check-in. How was your holiday weekend, y'all?
It was decent.
Start.
It was all right.
Yeah, I ain't do nothing.
Same.
I
It
hate
was real
telling people
calm.
that because
It was real
people
calm.
be feeling.
I was in the
sorry
house
for
by
me.
myself, but it don't feel sorry. for me.
Same.
I wanted to be. I had
Same.
places to go. It's okay.
No, it was regular. Just a day off. That's how it was seeming. I didn't do nothing. How was yours?
I mean, I've been off for a week. I've been having a really good week.
A whole week is crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy,
I went,
yeah.
had a little spa day yesterday, got a
Nice.
facial, got a full body massage.
Okay.
You know,
to
just
see
starting
that.
off Sag season the right way, nice and relaxed because it's back to work on Monday. So yeah. Yeah, but it's
so
nice to
happy.
see y'all.
Right?
I'm so
Like, you're
I am. I feel like I'm finally get to be in my element. Just been chilling, playing the background, but now it's time to,
Oh,
be
Feel
cute
the
or whatever.
spotlight. Heard you. Big fire.
Hello. But y'all look beautiful. Y'all look very nice.
You too.
You too.
Thank you. We wanted to talk about a few things today.
Let's get into it.
And what is that we want to talk about? We wanted to talk about a few things today. And one of the big topics we wanted to discuss was all about self-check-ins. How do we check in with ourselves? How well do you know yourself? And maybe touch a little bit on like the process that you take when sitting alone and really thinking about the things that are happening around you and how you just process those things. So, anybody want to go first?
I think it's a good topic, especially now with the holiday season. You definitely have to do check-in with yourself, self-care with yourself. A lot of times for a lot of people, myself included, sometimes the holidays are not the easiest. You've lost somebody, it gets really hard. So I feel like, what do you do when that happens? Like
Yeah.
when you're going through something and it's like, all right, it's the holidays. Normally you're supposed to be happy around that time.
Right.
How do you sit with that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Sleep.
How do you get through all your problems?
You sleep. You know what they say?
What they say?
Sleep. That's a form. They say when you just sleep your problems away.
What is that?
It's a form of depression.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Real depressive symptom going on.
Yeah, and I think this conversation is relevant because it is holiday season and so many people, are dealing with so many things in life. And even Day and I were talking about some deep stuff on our way here right now. So I was just thinking about ways that I'm dealing with whatever I got going on in my own personal life. And just sitting in silence is my go-to when it comes to self-reflecting. Like I'm already bad at multitasking. I can't talk to you and have the radio playing at the same time. So if I really have something going on around me, I need to sit in silence and I need to sit with myself. And like sometimes, well, not sometimes, like most of the time, I feel like I've gotten really good at not thinking about anything. Like I've trained my brain to really just sit with myself and not think about what's going on around me. And that just kind of like allows me to find inner peace and try to stay in a moment. But a way that I do find time to like self-reflect is just thinking about how far I've come, I guess. We was talking about like how hard it is sometimes to recognize how far you've come despite like whatever shit you got going on. And I just want to know like what are some ways that you guys actually sit with yourself and do some kind of reflecting?
I would say like for me, writing is good. I kind of, if I'm not using friends as an outlet to like vent, my self check-in with myself would just be self check-in with myself. My self check-in would be just to like reflect So getting it out on paper kind of helps. I am as a typical Virgo, we overthink. So sometimes like that helps to get those thoughts out, and I'm not like overloading my brain with things, overracking my brain with things, because that starts to like create anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do what P do. I try to sleep it off. But recently, I would say, especially like with getting older, like learning to like um problem solve a lot more, I learned that okay, like I have control over a lot of things that happen in my life. There's things that I'm not gonna have control over, and I have to like let those things like just be, like not try to like, especially with the controlling nature of like how I am. I want to have control over everything that I have going on, but there's just things that are out of my control. So just releasing certain things that it's just above me.
Yeah.
So just feeling like, I'm gonna have control over these things, and the things that I do have control over, I can master those things and be great at that. But, not to overwhelm myself with thoughts about things that I just can't do shit about.
Right.
So I think that that helps me a lot, just changing my mind, shifting my mindset to be more positive, reflecting on what's good in life, what do I have, what I'm blessed with. And yeah, I feel like that really has helped me, especially with like my anxiety.
Love that.
Yeah, that's good.
Good shit.
This is cute.
What do you do?
I feel like I know what I do. I write, but I'm also good at, talk to myself daily. Like I have very deep conversations with myself. Like you said, I'm a Virgo, so I'll get in my head and I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna give myself some grace on this. But all right, sometimes you need to motivate yourself too. A lot of the times I think when we get in our head, we tend to be like, all right, tomorrow I'll do it, or today I'll do it. No, I'll have a conversation with myself like, well, this is what I want for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I'm feeling like this is because I haven't gotten what I want yet. So I find ways, while giving myself grace, but I find ways to work towards, because I feel like everything I want I can get, and
Yep.
obviously it takes time, or I'll get in my head and I probably wouldn't work as hard as I know I can towards it. And I procrastinate sometimes too. I think we all do. So for me, when I get in my head like that, I just have conversations with myself. All right, Cedar, I'll write it down. I'll give myself goals. I'll set timelines for myself. Like, just test yourself. I love doing that. I love trying, like, all right, let's see if I could do this by then. And it feels really good. I'll be like, yeah, girl, you did it. So for me, when I get there, I just have a conversation with myself. Or like, all right, what put you here? Or why are you in this mood? And like you said, if it's something I can control or something I can change, then I just talk to myself and figure out what are the steps for me to change that, for me to make it happen. So
I'm gonna take a page out of your book. Like set a time. Yeah, you always do that.
I
That is
love
your
the time.
definitely your thing for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean time?
Like if it's something, let's go oriented. Like if it's like I want to get myself a new car
Put a
by
time
this,
on it.
I'll put a time on it. Like all right, I'll give you 15 months. So, I'll work towards that. And this month I'll be like, all right, I didn't go as hard as I could to save for that or to do that. Or even if it's something, I probably should. I'll even give myself time to, like y'all said, sleep or be in that mindset where you just don't want to be bothered. I'll be like, all right, Cedar, live in this for a little bit, figure it out 3-4 days and try, every day, try to get stronger, try to get up, try to do this. I'll put a time for anything.
I think I could definitely relate to that, like the time frame, because me sleeping,
Yeah.
I'll sleep for like a couple days and just be like, nah, get the fuck up.
That's
it.
Yeah.
And so, like, something that y'all spoke about that I feel like this might be a little Virgo trait here, control. Like, having control. And I feel like at this age now, I understand that I have full control over my life. You know what I mean? So, like, it turns into a little stress sometimes for me as well, because it's like, I know that anything that I'm not doing is in my control. I know that when I'm depressed, I'm sorry guys, but if I'm going through or I'm experiencing some depressive symptoms, that it's because of me.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's probably because I'm not doing something that I want to do, or I probably set a goal for myself and wasn't able to accomplish that goal. So now I'm like kind of feeling all down and out. But again, as in true Virgo fashion, I will be in my head. Like, so my self-reflecting goes on in my head mostly. When that feels like it's becoming too overwhelming, then I'll probably try to find other outlets. Writing, I love singing, things of that nature. But for the most part, I spend that time in my head. And like you said, I can't multitask. So everything got to turn down.
So
I want to be
bad.
by myself.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is crazy. I never used to be like this. I love being with my friends and shit. I was big on a company. Now, I be begging for peace of mind. Like, please, I want silence. I don't want nobody.
I isolate. I'm big on that.
Oh.
But see, as I get older,
it gets worse.
As I get older, I wanna, cause you guys here have all told me like, yo, where you been? Like, what you been up? I get in my head, and I'll just not even realize like, oh, I speak to my friends.
I'm in that space right now. Like, honestly, I feel it's some remodeling going on in my life. So.
I like that remodeling.
I love that
fire.
Yeah. And how I've been looking at, I think also what's been helping is how I've been looking at my goals, because I've been checking off a lot of goals lately, y'all.
Nice.
A lot.
Nice.
I'm really ending 2023 with a bang. And I'm very happy about that. But how I've been looking at my goals is like I'm treating my goals how I would treat a business, or treating my goals how I would treat a 9-to-5 that I go to. If I am able to dedicate my time to get up and go to somebody else's job every day, I should be able to put aside time for my goals as well. So that's really been helping me, and it's been changing me like within, because like Pete said, like when I'm not doing something towards my goals or feeling like I'm achieving anything, it really puts me in a bad place, because I feel like I'm my biggest critic, and I will beat myself up. I'm working on that, but like I will beat myself up like, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like, and with shifting that, it just really has helped me mentally.
You know what? I've never been the type to be hard on myself. I feel like a lot of times I just let shit rock. Like, I'm a very go with the wind type of person, and only now and as I get older, maybe I'm just feeling the gravity of age and time and how quickly things go by. But before, I was very much so like, if I don't get it done, I don't get it done. It's not the end of my life. Like, it is what it is. And a way that I do handle or like self-reflect is I cry a lot. I'm a crybaby. I gotta let that out. Like, that's how I cater to my emotions. But then after that, I seek knowledge. Like, I love a self-help book. I mean, I haven't read in a while, but that used to be my thing. Like, what can I do? Because sometimes people have bias ideas of how you can handle situations. So I'm going to go read a book from like somebody who's probably been in my shoes and like capture that information and try to implement it into my life. And then to go back to what you said, P, like before I used to be very people, like I want to be around, I want to talk about it. I feel like I did enough of that. And now I'm just in a season of self.
It serves no purpose. Like, I'm not gonna say that. Let me take that back. It's not that it don't serve no purpose, but ultimately what I realize is like I gotta talk to me first.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I used to like seek out advice from people, and it has nothing to do with trusting, because like obviously the people I seek from, I look up to in a way, I aspire to be, or they inspire me. But after a while, I'm just kind of like, that's cool and all, but what do I really need to do? Like, I have to sit with myself and really think about what's the next steps for Jamila. So that has just been really my go-to. Like, I'm gonna cry it out. I'm gonna talk to myself about it. I'm gonna be in my apartment for so long. Question, y'all ever been, everybody here live by themselves, right? Yeah, right? You ever just been in silence for mad days that you forget what you sound like?
Nah.
Yo, one time I ain't speak for like a full 24 hours. And I was washing the dishes and I got scared. I'm like, wait, hold on. Can I still talk to you?
Nah.
And then one day I'm like, hello? Hello?
Yo,
and I'm like, hello?
Nah.
And I was like, oh shit, my heart started pounding mad fast. Like, bitch, did you forget how you sound? You forgot how to use your voice? Because I really be in the crib by myself, just walking my 4 little corners, just thinking about things. Always thinking about how I got in certain situations and what I could do to be better next time.
I chat to myself.
I speak to myself out loud.
I'm in my head talking
be so
to myself.
Crazy. I love having my headphone in and act like I'm on the phone. It's just me.
No, I definitely speak to myself out loud.
Yo, one time my heart was pounding so fast, bro. I really was scared. I'm like, yo, where's my voice at?
Yeah, no.
I was shook. But yeah. I mean, I guess we say that to say, like, make sure you're checking in with yourself.
Mhm.
And if you don't know how to do that, like, I hope everyone does have someone that they can call and talk
Right,
to
for sure.
in those moments.
Engage in critical self-reflection.
Facts. And the only reason why we
Is
thought about
gonna-
talking about this because this was like something P brought up in one of our chats one day, like random one day. She was like, "Yo, y'all be checking in with yourselves? How often do you talk to yourself about the things that are happening around you?" And that's what really prompted this conversation because I think that we do it subconsciously, but then actually like sitting down with your peers and figuring out like, am I the only one who does it this way? And probably taking some gems from y'all. Like I'm gonna take something from each one of y'all book.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and it's like you said, you'll just let shit slide or you'll just let it happen. I'm so big on accountability.
That's not like 100% wrong though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's like it's not like a bad way to be.
Because
I think you just gotta have some balance.
stuff are probably out of control, but it is a balance for sure, and you have to hold yourself accountable. Like when you realize, like, all right, this happened because of me, or this is like, right,
facts.
It was nothing I could do. Why stress over it? Just let that shit go.
I do that a lot. I definitely do that a lot.
That's good for sure.
And I guess that like alleviates some stress off of me because I'm just like, it is what it is.
Right.
But as you said, like accountability.
I've been
some point
adapting that a little bit. Let that shit go. That's light.
Right. Yeah, it's easier.
That's light.
And it's also easier too on the accountability side to be like, this happened because of me. Now what? Let's move on. There's nothing else I could do at this point. So it's both spectrums. Like, yeah, this happened because of me. What's next? Or it happened. What am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
So
yeah, because like you said, you can't change it. So just find the balance. Because I feel like that's what I'm working on. I've been more hard on myself. And I feel like it's because I'm very like self-motivated and I'm like, I've been able to hit all my goals. So when shit don't happen, I'll be like, ooh, what's this? Rejection, disappointment. I'm not used to that, I guess. So for me, it's now finding the balance, like you said, to learn how to really like let shit go. Like, or, all right, Sita, it didn't work out for a reason, or, and I have to figure. That's what I'm trying to figure out because some stuff really just not for you. And you could have put all the work in, did what you had to do. And it's just like, you know what? It's as simple as it wasn't for you. So wrong.
These certain shit you can't force.
Yeah, you can't force it. And that's where I'm at now. Like, all right, you could still put all the work in and it just wasn't right for you. So it still didn't work out. So yeah, it's learning that.
Love that.
Love. So I got a question for you guys. So are y'all all aware of your own red flags? And if so, what are they?
I think I'm aware.
I am, for the most part. I am. No. I am. I don't want y'all knowing my red flag. No, but no, I'm definitely like I do a lot of like self-reflecting, and also like as of lately, I've been holding myself accountable for like certain things that have happened in my life or transpired in my life. And I with doing that, I've learned, okay, like these are things that are not good. Also, like, okay, I will tell y'all a red flag. When I get upset to the point of no return, it's bad.
That's
like
Virgo shit.
It's really, really, really bad. And my younger siblings actually had
an intervention.
An intervention. They sat me down.
Damn, Dad.
Yeah.
I've been in that.
And I was like, wow, like this is what y'all think of me? I'm the big bad wolf. So it made me feel like, okay, these are people that obviously love me and they wouldn't like say anything that's like ill will or out of love. So I was like, I really have to sit down and think like, what is it that I do that makes them feel that way? And that helped me to start saying, okay, like these are things that I can control that I would feel comfortable with changing. Because all red flags, they might be a red flag to you, but if I feel comfortable in it, I'm not going to change it. But if it's something that it's like, okay, this is affecting people that I love, and it's something that I feel comfortable with changing, I can work on. But I do a lot of reflecting and trying to like be better, especially with being a mom. I want to be like the best version of myself for her. So it has helped me. But yeah, definitely I know my red flags for the most part. I know.
So is it only things that you're comfortable with changing, or are you willing to like step out of those comfort red flags
things that
and,
I'm
like,
comfortable with changing, because there might be something that you think that I feel like at the end of the day, like, I'm an individual. I am who I am. So, like I said, if I feel comfortable changing, if I see that your reasoning, that what you're coming to me about is like it's valid, I have to, like, think on it
Son, this is really some Virgo
and,
shit, bro.
and maybe I can change those
Wow.
things. But if I don't feel comfortable in it, I'm not going to change who I am, everything about me, because somebody doesn't like it.
right.
That, because like I said, what it might be a red flag to me, or it might not be a red flag to somebody else, and vice versa. So somebody might feel like I have a red flag, and it might be something that is just like yeah, I'm not changing that. That's who I am. But I am comfortable with changing things or working on things that, like, I feel could be different or could be better. Like, but I'm not gonna let people around me or everybody control,
I have a question.
how I am.
If you don't feel like it's a problem,
why is it a red flag?
No, if she don't feel like it's a problem, then you won't be willing to change it.
That was my question. Yeah,
Right.
like, well, her answer is, like, if she don't feel like your reason is valid, then it stays. It is what it is.
Yeah, because if I'm letting out, okay, my example of my siblings coming to me saying, "Yo, you be wildin'," like, that's valid. I know I'll be wildin'. So, like, I could work on that, especially if it's affecting people that I love.
See, this is my thing. What if it's something that you're not aware of yet? That's why I'm asking that question. Because there's something that you might have not
I don't know if there's anything. I feel like I said, I'm my biggest critic. So, no, seriously, like, I always say, like, you can't really come for me. Like, you can't really, like, say some shit about me, because I already know everything that's wrong. Like, I feel is wrong. Like, you can't. I criticize myself. I know it. I know my flaws. So it's like, it's really hard to tell me,
about myself.
Yeah, about myself. I feel like I know myself very well. And if it's not something that I want to change, and it's not something that sits right with you, then we might not be able to be, friends or in a relationship, whatever the situation is. Like, I'm okay with not having somebody in my life. Like, if it's not, if it doesn't work for the both of us.
I feel that though, because I feel the same way too. That's some real Virgo shit, y'all. Like, nah. You can't. You can't really tell me too much. Yeah. I ain't even gonna hold you, because I already be like doing the work. I'm already in my head trying to figure my own self out to the fullest fucking extent. It's not you could really come in and be like, yo, I'm trying to think, like, now, did somebody recently tell me something new in my life?
So you
like,
know your red flags. Also, you think you know all of your red flags.
I think so.
Okay.
Want to know one of my red flags?
What?
I really feel like shit should be the way I think it should be. Like, relationships, like, wherever I'm at. If I have a vision for it, I have to, like, I'm like learning to step outside of that shit a little bit in relationships and everything. Like, so something I learned from you years ago, because you're like, you might have situations with certain friends or whatever, but they still your friends. I be cutting niggas off, like, and it's just like, so as I got older and, having these friendships now, I start to realize that, like, yo, just because somebody ain't the way you want them to be don't mean they gotta go, bro. Like, it could be the littlest thing, and that also stems from childhood traumas and a whole bunch of other factors too. But yeah, goodbye.
Well, I'm happy you're working on that.
So yeah,
that's good.
That's something. No, that's like a big thing.
Yeah, it is. I'm happy you're working on that.
I'm not getting rid of people no more. I'm learning I'm learning to see if like we can work through some things, or I can probably tolerate something from you that I don't particularly like.
Right. And that's who they are. So you have to learn
to accept
them for who they are. You can't, you can't change everybody. And you just have to be like, all right, I don't like this about you, but you know what? This is who you are, and I'm gonna try my best, but still make it known. But you
that's the thing
cut
too.
Somebody off.
But I'm talking to you first, and that's why that always been a struggle for me, because I'm like, we gonna have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple times we gonna have a conversation. After that, nigga, it's like, all right, what are we doing? I'm not about to suffer in no relationship.
I feel that. Right. Yeah. I had saw something on Instagram. They were like, every person you encounter or you experience, you're experiencing this is not verbatim, you're experiencing them through the perception of your life. And that every person that you come in contact with, their parts every person you come in contact with, if there's a characteristics about them that you don't like about them, it's probably something in you that you need to fix.
For sure.
And that
Ooh.
I don't
That was
know.
a big discovery. No, this is
I
a
don't
big
know.
discovery for me recently, though.
If it's a characteristic you don't like about them, it's probably something
that
about
you need to check
Possibly.
about yourself.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And I've been
I don't know
identifying
about
this.
that.
I've definitely been identifying this. Like my supervisor, for instance, we always get into a fucking argument. I'm a bomb on her, you know, whatever. But ultimately, you know what's my biggest thing about her? I don't like the way she speaks to people, and I can have that same trait. If I not initially though, like she's initially aggressive, it's a little different, but I definitely have that. I could get a little crazy on people, and then I'd be having to check myself. And being a mom, KK, my daughter actually made me well aware of that. You can't like, cause sometimes I'm aggressively speaking, but I'm like, speak, talk to me, and she completely shuts down. So I had to realize, like, even if you know you're not upset or whatever, like you still have to tone that shit down a little bit. So I agree with that a little bit to some extent. It's probably not exact, but those little things you know you can really start.
I guess if you initially meet someone and it's like, oh no, it probably is, but I can't see myself. I don't know. I really take people for who they are. I don't think I agree with that, but like you said, you were able to realize like, whoa, I see a little bit of myself. Like I do that sometimes. So how do I not like that? So yeah, I guess it is case by case. It's little things.
I feel like it's a little truth to it. When I first heard that, I was like, all right, maybe let me stop pointing the finger so much. Maybe it's something about like within them that I could also see that I also do. And if I live in a glass house too, how dare I feel some type of way about that? Maybe I need to check myself.
Maybe it's something that somebody may do or say may be triggering, and you may not know why it's triggering, and you just dislike it. So you're like, okay, I don't like that this person does this, but you don't know why, because it could be something, you know, within yourself that's triggering you. Not saying that that's who you are in your core, like, okay, we're the same, we have similarities, or I don't like this trait in a person because that's in me. But it could be something that they're doing or saying that's triggering you, and you're not realizing why or where the trauma's
And I think you could look at it that way too.
Trauma, of course.
Yeah. I think you could look at it that way.
But I want y'all to like, we're gonna table this. I want y'all to like really until we record again, pay attention to that in your everyday life. I think it's wild truth to that. And again, it don't have to be exact. It don't have to be a mirror. You know what I'm saying? But those little things. Yes. So like,
and I think that when you do that too, like it causes you to anger slowly.
It does.
Because it's like, I'm about to be so upset about something. Let me stop and really think about my role in this situation as well.
It's one of my biggest goals.
And that's fire.
Anger slowly? What's one of your biggest?
Yeah, I'm wild reactive. Super.
I'm super reactive.
I don't. So
I'm a new person though. I feel like I've really been working on that because I also have that issue. I've been sat down before.
This is your red flag?
Yeah, okay. I feel like I have been sat down before and told like, yo, why do you talk like that? Or why do you talk to people like? Why you be disrespecting people like that? But to me, at first, it took me a long time. I used to be like, man up, or talk back, speak up for yourself. Like, this is my emotions, and if we're having a discussion or conversation, this is how I talk when my emotions are involved. But some people really do see that like disrespect, and actually my brother actually had to tell me like, yo, once you get to that point, nobody's listening to you anymore. And that made me realize, so I'm wasting my fucking time. I have to, because I want to be heard, but I'm already there. And I had to figure out like, all right, now's probably not the best time, because I know Sita, and it's like, I'm going to say some wild shit, or I'm going to just say exactly what is in my mind. Well, now I'm learning like, all right, I want to say what I'm thinking, just in a calmer tone, in a nicer tone. So that's how I'm trying to learn to really I got to figure that shit out. Like, I really want to be calmer when I have some of these conversations. Yeah, like
I want to be heard.
Yeah, I want to be heard.
Like once I started doing the work on that, that was the like initial thought.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna hear you.
Yeah, because
your anger, your tone, all that shit's gonna overshadow the message.
It does. And you're telling KK to speak. When you said that, I'm like, same thing with my brother. He like, I stopped listening to you mad long ago, because who you talking to? And then it's like, you're telling her to speak, and she's like,
I can't.
Can I?
Yeah.
I can't right
now.
No,
for real.
So when you said that, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's like, you really been talking to yourself for 5 minutes or whatever, because who are you talking to like that? And I really had to like be like, all right.
And luckily he gave it to you in that example.
Yeah, right. Like, so
I love
that I would say, I guess, is my biggest red flag. Like, really learning when my emotions are involved, or when I just feel like that shouldn't have happened, or I don't like the way that happened. I'm already like, all right, you gonna listen to what the fuck I'm saying, but I have to be like, can you listen to what I'm saying, please? Instead of like, sit the fuck down and take what I'm saying. No, seriously. So
yeah.
I'm really learning. But it's a balance too, because I also want to say how I feel, but
Right.
I really needed to come out.
I learned too, like, just knowing your personnel, like who you're having a conversation with, because it goes back to what your bro said. Like, you can't approach everybody the same way.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. I'm thinking about my red flags. I know I got a few, but the first one that pops out to me the most is back to this idea of letting shit slide until I finally explode. Like, that's been a big issue for me. And then it's like, damn, why you ain't just say that when it first happened?
Right.
Why did you wait so long? And I was telling this to Sade on our way here. My problem is that I am a recovering people's pleaser. And I have a irrational fear that if I speak up for myself, I'm losing people that I care about. So before, I used to live in a world where it's like I can't really say how I really feel because I don't really feel that safe or that confident that I will be understood or heard. And so I'll wait last minute. And then when that final little thing has happened, I'm exploding and everyone's confused. And it's like, well, why did you hold on to that? Why didn't you say something before? And for me, that's like a security blanket. Like, I didn't say anything because I was afraid of the reaction, when really I just turned something small into a giant. And I could have said something at the very beginning. But thinking about the certain people that things have happened with, I just never really felt like I could really speak my mind or how I really feel about shit. So now I'm in a space where it's like, I feel like I'm good at talking to people, even when I feel some type of way, but just saying how I feel in the moment. And I had read something that was like, don't let more than 72 hours go by without addressing the issue. Because if you wait any longer, then it snowballs and it becomes a bigger issue, and or is no longer relevant. So the person that you have the issue with, what's the point of bringing it to their to the forefront when it's like, we could have just spoke about this before. I've had a falling out with a friend before, and it's like, when we finally let all this time go by and we sat down and spoke about it, it's like
it was nothing.
It was nothing. And this conversation could have been had, but because there was ego and pride and all of these strong emotions involved, we wasted time apart when we really could have just spoke. But then also finding the silver lining in that, and it's like, we probably just needed time apart anyway. Because in those moments, we didn't have the clarity to really say how we felt in a respectful way, and how we even engaged in a conversation in that moment, we probably would have never been able to be friends again. So having that time apart was like, it did us some justice though. And now we're able to like slowly go back to what we were, but a better version of ourselves. So that's my red flag. Just like letting shit blow.
2-3 days.
Hell yeah.
I need a week. I need a month. And especially me, I'll be like, excuse me, like, I need time. Like, I don't want to talk right now. And I think that's what I'm working on too. Like, I probably won't want to talk when you're ready. You got to give me that time. Like, all right, I don't want to talk about this right now. Because you really have to put yourself in a space to sit down and have that conversation and not get loud or not get aggressive. So sometimes that's just draining, just even thinking about having the conversation. So sometimes it gets draining.
Yeah.
Getting to the step of having the conversation. Absolutely. So sometimes I need, probably more than 48 hours. Or like you said, you need that space or that time. And to really figure it out. Because then sometimes you sleep on it. It didn't have to get that way.
Yep.
Or write the shit in your notes and let's table it until we both ready to sit down and have like an adult conversation.
Yeah. Facts.
Maybe longer.
So y'all was talking about both of you touched on it. You said that P said that it's easy. Well, she'll cut somebody off, but like, and then you were talking about having a disconnection with a friend and not speaking to them for long. When it comes to like friendships, is there like red flags that you have? Like, what would make you cut off a friend? Like, what's something that they would have to do to say like, okay, we have to part ways at this point? versus like something you feel like that may be amicable, like you could work on?
If I can't trust you, I feel like it's really a feeling that I get. I haven't lost a friend that I want back in like a very long time. So, and I feel like it's because I do the work. So when it gets to that point, I'm just like, you know what? Ain't no space gonna fix this, or ain't no conversation gonna fix this. It's time to go. But it can be something simple like you not being there. No, that's not simple to me. You not being there when I need you, and I feel like, damn, I'm always there for you. Why do you never reciprocate that? Like, why do you always go ghost when it's like dark times or tough times? And I feel like I'm the easiest friend to have because I don't expect much. So it's just like when I start to feel that way, like, damn, I don't put too much on you as a friend, and you can't even give me that. It's probably time.
Yeah,
it's probably time.
I'm thinking back. I'm thinking about one situation I had. I'm very forgiving, and once again, I let a lot of shit slide just because I understand I also live in a glass house and I'm not perfect, and there's so many things that I can do to be a better person and a better individual. But so I don't really be cutting people off. Like sometimes you just cut yourself off and it is what it is. But something that really makes me feel like for sure this door is closed and there's no reopening is just like that on and off shit. Like you're not gonna pick and choose when you fuck with me. There's no way. It's not like I'm thinking about a very specific place. Like I understand people be in dark times or like we all have our own mental issues. We all got shit. Everybody got something going on. You feel me? And I just feel like I was in a space where like no matter how much I try to prove that I was there for somebody or like trying to show up to the best of my ability, it was never accepted. And this person always had some shit going on and I would end up getting the short end of the stick and made to feel like I wasn't doing enough or I wasn't, yeah, like I wasn't doing enough. And it was always just the blame game and pointing fingers. And it's like, bro, if you really feel like I'm this bad of a friend, why you still here? I can't play. I don't know what's on your mind. Say something. You know what I'm saying? And I had someone like that where it's like they going through it, we not talking. You finally okay? Okay, we good. We going through it, we not talking. And when I'm trying to be there for them, it's almost like I don't know how I ended up being the bad guy here. It's just always, it was just weird. So it's like I felt like I was in a relationship with this person. We fucking with each other, we not fucking with me. And it's like, bro, whatever you say, whatever however you feel, say that shit with your chest so I can understand too. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what the fuck is going on with you. And then the very last straw is kind of like having a conversation and all these feelings are coming out. And it's like, well, I didn't know you felt that way. How was I supposed to move forward not knowing that that's how you felt? Then there's nothing left to say at this point because you painted me as the bad guy instead of actually taking the time and giving me the opportunity to fix whatever issue it is that you saw between us that I didn't have an idea about.
Friendships can be toxic.
Speaking
too.
of,
yeah,
that's what got me to knowing that I gotta stop cutting people off because my guilty conscience. I have a conscience, crazy conscience, but just knowing I'll sit with myself and be like, damn, like, could we have had a conversation? You know what I'm saying? Like that was easily repairable. You know what I'm saying? So like for me in a relationship, if there's no progression, like I don't know how to.
You talking about like a romantic relationship?
Nah, any relationship. If there's no progression or understanding, so I feel like we can go through anything together. I'm wild vocal, I'm very expressive, and I'm articulate. I can express to you and explain clearly what's going on with me. You know what's bothering me, whatever the case may be. And if you don't have the effort, the energy to want to fix it, there's that. Like,
right.
What else do we do after that? Again, I'm not suffering with no one.
And you had mentioned before, like, you do speak up. You say if something is going on.
Absolutely.
Which means you give the other party an opportunity to fix it. But if you leaving people that you say you're friends in the dark and then all of a sudden you tight about some shit, it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to know? I am also living my own life. And sometimes we all can be super absent-minded as well. And that's not intentional ever. Like if you know the person that you're dealing with and you know for sure that they're not doing anything intentionally to hurt you, it should be a conversation.
Give them benefit of the doubt.
Right, exactly. Right. But if you're just assuming it's like, oh yeah, you fucked up because X, Y, and Z, it's like, how is that fair to anybody? Because I could look at you the same too.
Yeah,
you gotta speak up.
Yeah,
have to. And now, if you did speak up and nothing is changing, then that means that person don't care as much as you do.
And that's one thing I'm always having in my corner because I always speak up.
Right.
And if I don't speak up, it's because I know, however I'm feeling, it's probably me. and I got to work through that.
Right.
That's that too.
That's
That's a
too.
big one.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I know when it's me.
Like you can't just bring up shit to your
I know when it's
attention.
me. Yeah, like,
me.
and then it's kind of like, wait, so is that me or you problem right now?
Right.
yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. But you can tell that person now, like, yo, I'm in my, it's me. I'm in my head right now. But like you said, it's knowing yourself, because I know when it's me too, for sure. So I would hope you know when it's you.
Yes, sir.
Could figure it out, or we can't.
Right. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you just can't.
That's okay too.
Yeah.
It's big okay.
Yeah,
Like,
like sometimes you just can't. But friendships are important. So I do feel like as long as you feel like you put in the work and you were communicating as best as you could, and if it's one-sided, you're not going to get that out of me too much too, because I'm very big on like, all right, meet me halfway, or
oh my God.
if I'm doing this and it's just like
yeah.
I'm reaching out to you and I don't see, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna stop and you'll probably never hear from me again. And I wouldn't say that's cutting somebody off quick. It's really like, well, it was one-sided too long.
Giving the energy that you receiving, essentially. Yeah.
I don't want to do this shit no more.
Absolutely.
So, that's what that is.
That's where it's at.
I'm older now, so luckily I don't be really losing friends and shit. I feel like every, you know your place, and you know what kind of friendship you have, because there's also levels to.
Facts.
There's so many levels to friendships too. You might know who you could tell this to. Some people you could just go out with this friend. It's levels to it. So I feel like I know the friends I have in my life now, and I'm grateful because I've seen stories, I've heard stories. So I'm like, all right, I think I have a good bunch, but I already weeded out the bad grass or whatever it's called. Which has been going a long time ago.
No,
Fuck it. So
That's true. That's true.
that's that.
In the conversation we were having about cutting off friends, I saw something on social media that was saying that they feel like women are quicker to cut off their friends, but will put up with bullshit in a relationship with a man.
We've been hearing this since junior high
And
school.
and will keep taking a man back, and after violation after violation after violation, but be quick to cut off a friend.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you guys think about that?
I'm treating both relationships the same.
Yeah. I think I am too.
The fuck are we talking about?
And I don't remember
When I get enough, I get enough.
Yeah.
That's it.
Somebody here said it. People cut themselves off sometimes. So I feel like I treat both the same, honestly. If I'm just communicating in my relationship or it's one-sided, that nigga gonna go too. Like, it's the same in both. So I don't think I've
enough is
ever
enough.
did that. They gonna get the same treatment.
You know what though? I was thinking about this question. Not as a woman who cuts girls off and stay with her nigga, like, no. But I'm thinking about maybe a reason why this happens.
Okay.
Is because, like, playing the devil's advocate, is because when you have friends, like, first of all, I don't believe that saying, like, don't have expectations of people. Like, if you in my life, you should have expectation of the type person I am when I show up, and vice versa. I don't think that that's a bad thing to have expectations.
We get to create. I think we got to create that.
Right, because I also think that goes hand in hand with boundaries too. Like,
exactly.
Anyway,
okay.
right,
Yep.
right. So I think that some women that do that is because they kind of feel like, you my sister. It's just certain lines that I never see you crossing ever. So when you do it, you being a clown, and I ain't got shit else to say to you.
But why are you holding?
No, wait, hold on. Let me
higher?
finish. Hold on. So now, when you look at your relationship with your man, it's kind of like he might be a little bozo, and then we give men a pass to do a lot of fuck shit. So for the woman, it's kind of like,
somebody said that to me actually.
It's kind of like, well, you was my friend and you knew better, but with him, he don't really know that much better. And this is the person I want to grow old with. So I got to be patient with him more than you, because you know me from you my day one, and you decided to do some weird shit to me. Nah, I'm good. Whereas with him, I'm not saying this is right. I'm just... right.
Get it.
But for him, it's kind of like, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, because society, the man, X, Y, and Z, this is, you don't want to be lonely. So this is the person I'm going to give my time to. And it's more forgiving than it is for your homegirl who should have known better.
So I had a friend that said that to me. Like, we were having a conversation about this topic, and they said that because, I just expect my friend to know better. Like, but I'm just like, why are you giving these niggas passes? Like,
right.
I think it's weird. Like, I honestly, like, I feel like they need to be held to high standards. And I think that's the problem. People be okay with, like, toxic relationships, or niggas just running over them, like niggas cheating, and it's like back to back. You know, like it's just like how you okay with that kind of, you know, treatment with the person that you laying down with, but you holding your friend to a higher standard.
Right.
No, it's shit. Like if you have true, I feel like if you start gaining true respect and love for yourself, none of that is okay. Like your boundaries would be set and your standards would be high, and none of it would be okay. Like I'm gonna cut you off.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut you off across the board if you violating, if you disrespecting, if you crossing my boundaries. Like none of that is acceptable for anybody, especially not the person that I'm laying down with or giving my body to. It's
and
weird
this
as
is why
hell.
these niggas keep doing what they
Exactly.
do. Like, ain't no fucking past, bro.
And if it's somebody you, like you said, want to grow old with, like
that's even more.
I'm going to hate you in 10 years with all this shit you doing. So I'm not trying to grow old.
We ain't gonna make it there. You starting a family with them, like it's no.
Yeah,
like,
make it there.
It gets. I sometimes feel like you probably should hold a man. This is somebody you, like you said, want to grow old with, you know, possibly have kids with. It's a different level. Now it's because now you playing with me on a whole different board, and we might be stuck together type shit.
Right.
No, you're gonna get cut off the same way my friend will. I do think we do give men pass because, you know, sometimes it be hard out here, and it's like,
I don't want to start over.
Oh, yeah, or I don't want to start over, or for the most part, he does great. Like, no.
Yeah,
I thought I was about to get men a fucking excuse for a second.
No,
we ain't letting them off the hook.
Not at all.
That is the only reason I can. And also, like, just thinking about the women we grew up around and just seeing, like this has been a thing from the beginning of time before we were even born. Just like women giving these like crazy relationships a pass, and then you hear a little bit like, what happened with your best friend? We don't talk no more for something stupid and small, which I could have fixed, right? But you let this nigga who do a lot of nonsense stick around for the sake of being with somebody. And that does go back to that self-love. And knowing if you say you love yourself, what does that look like for you? What does that even mean? It's so easy to be like, I love myself. What the fuck does that mean? What does that really look like for you?
What you thinking?
She fucking killed my train of thought.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Get it out. I'd have definitely forgot. Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry,
so
P.
Good. Wait, what did you say before? Damn.
What does loving yourself look like for
before
you?
that? Yeah. Self-love. Sticking
Fuck
around.
niggas.
Huh?
Yeah, but like women we see.
It's over, P.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
I feel like it was right there.
It was with the generation freak. All right, guys, gonna come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, especially. But nowadays, like we're in 2023, women had to put up with that shit because they didn't have the option.
That's what I was about to say.
See, it came back.
I'm about to say that's why we where we are
back
now.
in the day. Women weren't
like
why
working bitches is out here doing their thing.
We still have ways to go as far as like pay wage being different and things like that, but we are more independent than we ever been. So like it's like if you can't be okay with being by yourself versus being with somebody that's treating you like shit, then that's real sad. It just really is. Like like it for me it's like I'd rather like I came to this conclusion recently. Like I am okay not being in a relationship because I'd rather be by myself and have peace, not be in a toxic situation, be able to like love on myself in the right way and not have negativity around me versus just having somebody just to have them or say that I have a man. That shit is just weird. Like especially with raising a daughter, like I'm never gonna let her think that that's okay. I'm not.
It's different. It's definitely more options out here. Like I was saying, they really was probably low key stuck back in the day. Like
they was felt, you know, because they couldn't do it for themselves.
Exactly.
But now we can.
Yeah.
And
so it's
this
no
is
excuse.
why the generation under us, they taking off.
They taking off.
Fact.
For sure.
Yeah, no, they do not. They will quit a job in a second.
They not with nothing. Nigga, what? Hold on, let me call the next one.
Right. It's a different time for sure. But I'm
different.
happy. That's like a good change. A change.
It's like good and bad.
Yeah.
A little bittersweet.
Bad?
A little bit. Because I still believe in the black family. Like, I still wish that everybody had more desires. I don't feel like a lot of young ladies like they not on that type of time. Niggas
Like,
ain't thinking about
family.
having kids and settling down. Like, bitches is on go.
Mm.
Like, they in these streets. You know how many people I meet that say they're young in their 20s that don't want to have kids now?
I used
Times
to
change.
feel that way though, so it may change. Yeah.
It could change. It could change, but I'm hearing it more than I've ever
Yeah,
heard it. I
heard it
feel like,
before.
yeah,
That's good.
everybody on some other shit.
Right, right. 'Cause,
Everybody
like, at
getting
our
to the
age,
money.
Nigga, you look in your old diary. I'm gonna be graduate college by 22. Have my first, be married by 28. Have my kids by 30.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Right.
What happened?
Why you happened?
Life is so different now. Like growing up, that was really
What they
the
say?
goal.
Yeah.
Steps are ordered.
For real, for real.
You had it all fucked up.
It's
But I
different
guess
now.
to close this out, I did have a question. It's probably a cheesy question, but I feel like it's okay. Like, what is going back to this self-reflecting? And I feel like it's easy to point out the negative things that are happening in life. It's easy to beat yourself up and be your hardest critic and not really see the progress that you've made, no matter how small. And I talk about that a lot with my kids. But anyway, what is one thing that you're thankful for?
Life.
Grateful for?
Life.
What about it though?
Oh.
Elaborate a little.
I would just say life. Like, I'm grateful that I wake up every day. Like, that's really my biggest moment. I know I meet so many people that's not like morning people, but I am, and that's a
Me
part of the
too.
reason why.
Definitely a morning person.
I am not.
Yeah.
Such a morning
I am
person.
not.
By
I
1 o'clock,
pray.
leave me alone.
Mm.
But
I'm such a morning person.
but I wake up so happy, like just grateful that, you know what I'm saying? Everything that I can be grateful for. Any positive that's in my life, I don't try to focus on the negative too much.
Yes.
And when I find myself doing that, I just remind myself, like, look, it's just you, and look at everything that you've accomplished already. So
That's a fact.
I'm super grateful, and I love where I'm going.
That's right.
I love who the fuck I am. You heard?
Yeah.
I think mine is, I just always think about where I came from and where I am right now. And it's that saying, like, right now you're in the middle of one of your prayers. And so even though it doesn't seem that big, it's definitely, it matters. So just like thinking about like my emotional maturity and just like where I am in life, it might not be exactly where I want to be, but I know that I'm taking those steps and those strides to get there. And so I'm just proud of my personal growth as a person. And I can say that I'm not in the same place that I was last year. So mentally.
I'm gonna just say, obviously the friends and family. I'm grateful for that, but outside of that, I would say I'm grateful for I'm grateful for being able to goal set, because it helps one because I am grateful for life, but it helps me to like keep going, like to have something to look forward to. And yeah, that's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the fact that I can get up every day and put something in action and actually have an outcome. So I love that.
Love that for you, baby girl.
Man.
Yeah, I'm thankful for progress and the steps I'm taking like towards my future. Like I see it and I feel good about it. Like I just be waking up like, ooh, this feels good. I just see myself just in a way better place next year, and I'm taking those steps. So obviously, like you said, health. I'm always thankful for health and family, but personally, yeah, I'm just thankful that I'm taking the steps that I need to. Next year is a big year for me, so
Let's go,
Yes.
baby.
that's it.
That's right. So as always,
Yes, ma'am.
check us out on Instagram.
Yes.
3 Virgos, 1 Sag. YouTube. 3 Virgos and a Sag. Personal pages. Hit us up. Maybe.
You don't have to hit me
I know.
up.
That's why I was saying maybe. And thank you so much to our engineer, Jordan.
Yes,
For holding
Jordan.
us down in the studio. And as always, love y'all.
Love
Thank you for
y'all. It's
being
been
here.
fun. Thank
Stay
you
black.
guys.
Peace.